Uh, so this box of tricks is the Flow Machine. It's an instrument that I made, and when I say made, I mean I programmed it. It took me about 2 years to make, and I made it because, well, before that, and kind of still to an extent nowadays, I was a producer, so I was writing music in the studio, sat behind a computer. Although I wouldn't really say it was writing music, it was more like designing music, because what you do, or what I would do, is sit in front of the computer, kind of arrange some blocks on a screen and imagine what those blocks might do, and then after like a few minutes of arranging, and then sit back, press play, and kind of listen to this sort of thing that I planned to happen in the future. And I don't know, that was, I got pretty bored of it. I mean, actually, before I was a producer, I learnt the violin. That was my first instrument. And the thing is with the violin is that as soon as the bow goes on the string, the sound starts, and when the bow leaves the string, the sound stops. So it's like the music is entirely dependent on your actions. So I wanted to make an instrument that would allow me to kind of do all the kind of funky stuff that you do in the studio, and make things go like and like and oh no, that was the wrong one. Oh, hang on, I've got some funny settings. Anyway, yeah. So you get the picture. So I wanted to be able to do that stuff, but play it like an instrument. So yeah, spent about 2 years making this thing. I got totally lost in this code zone, which is actually weirdly very, very different from music land. And I mean, that's another talk in its own right, which I won't veer off on, as I won't do. I'm a veerer offer. In fact, this is kind of a veering off machine. Anyway. So one of the cool things about this is that you can kind of sample anything and turn it into some kind of piece of music or noise or whatever you want to call it, but stuff that's enjoyable for one's ears, if you're into it, that is. Anyway. Yeah, so, I mean, that's one example. So I can take this. Actually, I'll start. That's a good point to start. So I'll do something with this. I'm not quite sure what, and I'll turn it into a thing. I'd just like to apologise for that. Thank you. Yes, great. I'll listen back to that one later. Oh yeah, okay. There's one thing I've always wanted to try out. So I really like to sample sounds from audiences. It's a good thing to do. And actually, over the last 500 years, I have found that it's actually it really matters what you ask people to do. It makes a huge difference in what you get back. And I was just thinking today, the one thing I haven't asked an audience to do before is to make the loudest, shortest sound that you can make. So I'm gonna. So I'll do a count. I'll do that thing they do on TV. I don't know if you know about that thing they do on TV, where they go 3, 2, like that. So obviously my 1 doesn't kind of bleed into your loudest, shortest sound ever. Should we try it? You up for it? Yeah. Okay. So 3, 2. That's really cool. That's like the MGM lion. Right, now the challenge is to make this into a piece of music. Let's have some beats. Let's have some non-crap beats. There's a difficulty with this instrument is that I made it I finished it 6 years ago, and basically by the time I finished it, I was just so knackered and bored of programming that I basically got this folder of loop samples. I don't know any music makers here, electronic music makers, either hobbyist or anyone into electronic music? Yeah, couple of hands. Anyone into country and western? Cool. So you might be, I won't say sorely disappointed, but it's like, yeah. So anyway, basically, do you know what a loop sample is? It's like, yeah, so it's like some drums. And so basically what I did, I was so exhausted at the end of it, I just like dragged this folder with like 120 different drum breaks, loop samples, and dragged them into the flow machine. And I was just like, right, that's it. So I've just had the same bunch of samples in there ever since. Anyway, you don't really need to know about that. But anyway, I'm going to put some beats behind it. Actually, that kind of sounds a bit like what you did. what it also sounds like? Have you seen that video about the goats that scream like humans? It's a bit like that. Thank you, Screaming Goats. Thank you, Screaming Goats. I think is that it? Is that 18 minutes? I don't know. I don't know. It's 2 more minutes. A song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in 2 minutes. Quick, we're going to do a song in It's not music. It's not a song. Sorry, you said a song. I'm terribly sorry, I forgot to do a song. stuff. I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. Well done, all the TED organisers, TEDx organisers. Well done, Neil. Thank you. Thanks for having me.